Hey, Dripping Springs. It is Ashley and Amber. So, it's Wednesday about 4 o'clock for the weekly drip, season 4, episode 38. Amber, I'm so excited to see you. This week, we're going to chit chat all about our amazing parks in Dripping Springs. How does that sound?
That sounds lovely. We have I feel like everybody who is here recognizes the beauty that we have in our area. So it just
Right.
makes sense that they would be interested in our beautiful parks.
Yes. So right before this call, I had a call with my business mentor who happens to live in Alaska. And so I
Oh,
spent an hour with my team and her on Zoom, and literally behind her head, we watched snow falling, and
oh,
our air conditioners broke at the office and it's hot in here.
oh.
I'm like,
Well,
eh. Well,
what a
it's
contrast.
so when I think like she couldn't go to the park today, it is covered with snow. We could absolutely go out and enjoy our
Yeah.
parks, which is like the beauty of hashtag Texas. We could do that pretty much any time of the year. And then when it gets really, really hot, we get the luxury of going to places with water, like Pernales Falls or Reimers, or if you get that reservation and there's not that weird brain eating amoeba or whatever it is in it, Hamilton Pool, which is
Hamilton
arguably
Pool.
one of the most beautiful places in Texas, like
Oh,
hands down,
goodness, yes.
I think.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was honestly the first park that I was told about when I moved here, that everybody's like, if you go anywhere, you have to go to Hamilton Pool. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna trust them because I don't know. And I went and I had no idea how gorgeous it was. So one of the first pictures of me and my family is of all of us standing in the water at Hamilton Pool.
Oh, nice. Were there
One of the
fish in
first things
it,
we did.
like swimming in the shallows when you were there?
There were fish and there were turtles and there was a gigantic spider, like a
That's
plate size
that's pretty
friend on
big,
the rocks.
friend. Are you
It
sure?
was big. I don't know. Maybe it was this big. In my mind, it was
We're
like
not talking
like
about the fish we caught. We're talking about spiders.
yeah, same thing, same thing. When you don't love spiders, they
They
yeah.
grow in your imagination.
I don't know. I still think it was like this big. It felt big. It looked
Okay.
big.
Okay. Well, everything's bigger in Texas, so
Yes.
the spiders at Hamilton Pool might be too.
Or maybe that was a fluke. Maybe somebody brought that. Maybe that was their pet and they forgot to put their leash on it or something. I don't
Oh
know.
my word. So, I really love Pedernales Falls State Park. Um,
Same.
I like that it's like it feels like the mix of like the river, like you wouldn't really like float Pedernales Falls, but you'd splash around, and I really, really like that. But I had an interesting little incident happen, or not incident, occurrence, and this was like years ago. In the throes of COVID, I'm looking out my window because I got really into birding while everybody else was getting really into sourdough. That's the path I went.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
saw this bird and I took like the worst cell phone photo ever of it. And it was just a blob. And then a couple months later, we were at Pedernales Falls State Park, where when you get the map, there's a bird on their map that just happens to be a dadgum golden-cheeked warbler, which I don't know if they're still extinct, like not extinct, endangered. They're not extinct. But I have a crappy cell phone photo of one at my house. And I'm like, this
That's so
is
cool.
ever.
You heard it from Ashley. It exists here in Dripping Springs. Did you see the pictures that somebody posted of the eagle in Dripping Springs?
No.
It wasn't a golden eagle or a bald eagle. It was a golden eagle, I think,
Okay.
or also known as the caracara.
Mm. Well,
They're pretty neat. We have a caracara in our neighborhood that comes every year and it like hangs out in my neighbor's yard. for a long time.
Well, this
It's
is
like
the
there
time of
anytime you
year.
drive by.
I was employed at this place in high school called Canyon of the Eagles, and I
Oh,
learned a bit or two about when they are in the area. And I believe it's around November that they arrive, and then they're gone like in the spring, and they're like nesting here right now and making little eagle babies.
I haven't seen it yet, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out and see if she's back.
Have you heard of like when they're nesting like near the road, like how logjam roads get so people can go like look through their binoculars at eagles? It's a thing.
No.
Oh, it's totally a
Huh.
thing. I mean, I know we're talking about parks, but
Same thing. Parks, wildlife, nature, it all goes together.
it's real. It's a real thing. I wonder if any of our parks have eagles at it. I'm gonna
I mean,
have to
I
Google
feel
that.
like it's likely if people are seeing them in the area, then why would they not be in the parks where there's less people-y
Oh, I'm sure
things?
there are. I just wonder if
Yeah.
they're sighted, you know?
Mm.
So yeah, Pedernales Falls, love that place. Reimers is a Travis
Reimers.
County park. It's not like a state park. It's a county park, so it's only like $10 to get in. And I know we've talked about this before, but very well known because we are a dark skies community and they promote our dark skies. So catch your star parties out at Reimers. The Pedernales River flows right on through there. So when it gets too darn hot and we're not in a drought, you can get in the water there. Obviously, there's fishing and it's just fun to like splash around.
Mhm.
And then they are also known for their equestrian trails. I'm not an equestrian person. I would sign up for like horseback riding at camp when I was a kid, but that's about as far as I go. And
Mhm.
I believe they have mountain bike trails, but I've never been on them. But I think they do, which I
I
like.
believe I believe they do too, because I know that Philip and my husband went there, and I did not go on that excursion because I'm not much of a hiker. But they went on an excursion, and I know he took his bicycle, and I feel like I remember them talking about that there was like a section that he could ride his bike, and then he couldn't ride it past a certain point. Then it was like a hiking trail. So I assume you get a map there and they tell
Oh
you
yeah,
where it's appropriate and where it's not for the various activities of hiking or biking or
I would argue at
what have you.
every park we're talking about there is a
But
mountain.
I feel like that makes sense. So you know where you're going.
Miss Sarah Brandon says we're adorable, and I agree. Thank you, Sarah.
Love you, Sarah.
And for those that came to game night last week, we had a blast. We'll have another event
So fun.
next week. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention book club is 1 week from today. So we'll have more details about that. Check your emails, look at the Facebook page. We got your updates this month's read was Lessons in Chemistry.
It's
Apparently,
good.
like so many people had gone over it and loved it. Some are rereading it.
Mhm.
ACOTAR came out yesterday. I hear like lots of people are binging now. Did you get it?
Not ACOTAR. It was similar fantasy. It was Iron Flame
Oh,
that goes with Fourth Wing.
my
It's
bad.
okay. I know what you mean. I got you. I got you. Um, yes. So there's a special edition that was released yesterday of Fourth Wing. If you like that book, I hear there are extra chapters in this special Christmas edition. And then the newest book, the follow up to Fourth Wing Iron Flame came out. So naturally, I'm already reading that also. So far, so
You
good.
are one of the ones. And I was just typing it because I had it on my TBR, and I don't know what I was
Mhm.
thinking, but it's the most recent on my
It's
TBR. That's what it's called,
it's
right? To be
to be read.
read.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I feel like it really reminds me a lot of, I mean, kind of the dystopian books like Divergent and oh my goodness, the one with Hunger Games. It kind of reminds me of that kind of feel, but then there's dragons, and so it's just even cooler.
Like it. I like it. I digress. I know we were talking about parks today. Great places to read a book.
Yes,
There's the
yes.
link.
Ooh, Um, Not a park, but in our area and a great place to read, Hamilton Pool Vineyards. They do so many things there. They have farm school for the kiddos. So, like, my son doesn't go to school on Fridays, but they have farm school on Fridays. And then they have different things where the kids get to learn about plants and nature. And they also have like a little area that's like a wine bar kind of area. And I am not sad to admit that when my son goes to farm school, I just stay there all day and work from there and read. And you get to sit in the vineyards, like amongst all the grapes, and it's so beautiful.
Well, a few weeks ago, we had a very long, extensive conversation about best co-working spaces in Dripping
Mm-hmm.
Springs. I don't think that made the list, but we're going to go
I
back and
forgot about. Yeah, well, now we need to add it. It's a good
absolutely,
one.
absolutely. So I hung out at one of our parks just yesterday, Dripping Springs Ranch Park. I was not bird watching. I was not on the trails. I was not mountain biking. I was voting. I was
Ah,
definitely voting.
also important. That's one of those parks that like you don't realize how big it is and how much is going on there at the Dripping Springs Ranch Park. There's a lot to it. It's not just what you see right there. It's not just that building. It just keeps going. It's huge.
It is, and it's such a great gathering space for our community. I was also there on Sunday volunteering for the Empty Bowls Project, and I bumped into the OG mayor of Dripping Springs, Miss Shelley Carricker, who I believe is watching. Hey, Shelley, hey. We met in passing. It was a bummer I didn't get to just have a bowl of soup with her because I would have loved to have done that. But I say that to say this. I heard they might have broken six figures on their fundraiser this year.
That's
All
incredible.
all benefiting our food pantry helping hands, which is incredible. You got it right. Yeah. Amazing.
Yay!
But there
Way
is
to go, Drip. Y'all are
and
amazing.
you can even camp out at Ranch Park. They'll like put together groups. Like I've been out there with Cub Scouts camping. Whenever there's events going on, they have RV spaces you can plug into as well. And it's arguably in the heart of Dripping Springs. The only thing a little more, in my opinion, in the heart of Dripping Springs would be Founders Park, where the Pound House is and all
Hmm.
that jazz. I think that one's like the heartbeat of Dripping Springs.
And I love that. I mean, obviously, we spoke about this before. I love farmers market, and I love that my son has the playground right there, and then there's the pool right there, which we haven't used the pool, but I just like knowing that it's there. And the kids love the playground. It's always so full on farmers market, and then I guess there's like some little neat trails behind the
Yeah.
playground that the kids like to go to, and they have like a fort back there, which is super cool.
And with support from a lot of different groups, the skate park has been given the green light. And I don't know if the county purchased or like donated a couple of acres over there. So at the back of
Mhm.
the parking lot, so when you go into Founders Park, just like drive until it dead ends. I believe
Mhm.
that's where the skate park will be sooner rather than later. Like it's really on the horizon. It'll be something we absolutely see in our lifetime, which makes me feel like an even bigger little town.
Aw,
Like getting a
it's
skate park, that's cool.
it's good though. It's so cool. I love seeing the new places and the new additions for our kids to have things to do. Good,
Oh,
healthy
absolutely,
outlets.
absolutely. Like you can only hang out at Whataburger so many times, right?
I mean, you would think, but they're still there all the time.
We'll have to go on like a mission to spread the messages to our youth in Dripping Springs. What do you think? Two moms telling the kids where the cool spots to hang out are?
You should go check out the skate park. I have a feeling that they know.
Oh, they
I
do.
They know very well that it's coming, and they're pretty excited too. If the skate park initiative that they were holding there at Dripping Springs Ranch Park is any indication of how many kids really would benefit and would love to have the skate park, I mean, that place is packed.
Oh, it's going to
So,
be the place to hang. Really, really, really neat. I'm afraid to fall down, so I've had zero interest in learning how to roller skate. razor
There's
scooter
wrist guards.
sometimes. Ice skating's way off the table, but don't forget, coming up, there is an ice rink going into Ranch Park for a month. It's like what, Western Winter Wonderland,
Yes,
I believe.
I think
And they're
so.
gonna have theme nights, and I might just go like hang out and drink hot chocolate and like put out my own vibe and stay off of skates because again, afraid to fall down.
You can get wrist guards. You can get like hard plastic wrist guards so that if you fall, you hit the wrist guard instead of hitting your hand.
It's not my wrists I'm worried about.
Back in my day when I rode a skateboard, I used the wrist guards because I was scared of hurting my wrist.
If you're
And elbow
signing
pads.
the waiver and you have to go like this to read it, maybe you shouldn't.
Little little.
So that's where I'm at. I'm like,
Fair.
yeah, you
Fair.
should. I don't want a hip replacement anytime soon. We'll just
That doesn't
keep
really
things
sound like
in good working order. We haven't brought up Sports and Rec Park, located just behind HEB.
Yeah.
Lots of hustle and bustle happening back there. There's an apartment complex that's coming in. I think we're going to see an interesting revitalization and kind of redevelopment of that kind of little pocket in town as it becomes accessible to a lot more people. But if your kids have ever played soccer, they've definitely been on those fields for sure.
Soccer, if you have softball girls, the softball girls usually play there. There's definitely been baseball that has been played over there. And then they've got the volleyball courts. Fridays, I don't know if they're still doing it, but over the summer, Fridays, there was an adults pickup volleyball that was going on there, which is super cool. All kinds of stuff happening there.
Nice. I don't have the link on hand, but I bet somebody from production can jump on the YouTube and post a link for Charo Ranch Park. In my opinion, the most underrated park in Dripping Springs, but it is awesome and chock full of history. I will save you all my minute and a half spiel, and the link will appear in the comments, and you can just go watch it on your own. But I really like that one. If you've never explored there, I really, really encourage you to. And once you get on down the path, you're going to find a really interesting surprise. Not necessarily in the middle, but kind of in the middle. I sound so mysterious, right?
Right. Ooh. And I had some really beautiful family photos at Charo Ranch Park. And so that one, I love that one too. I mean, I feel like any of the parks, you can probably get beautiful photos. We just have such beautiful nature out here.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ranch Park actually pops off on bluebonnets, which is really surprising to me. Like,
Okay.
That'll shock you.
Did you just tell the secret?
No, I think everybody should know. I think our state flowers should be a secret.
And for any of you who are new to Dripping Springs, we do bluebonnets big. When it comes, everyone is posting pictures of their kids in the bluebonnets. Everybody gets bluebonnets pictures. It's a thing. So just be prepared. When you see those bluebonnets, be thinking about your pictures.
If you're eating our state food chili, you don't put beans in it.
Lies. I love you, but you are wrong on this one.
Oh gosh, I couldn't resist.
It's okay. It's our one difference. So okay. I mean, it makes sense that we can poke at that one difference.
For our friends watching, or for those watching later, I hope that we covered all of them. And Martin also posted the link for Charo Park. Yes, that's the one. Somebody helped me out and they posted it on my page as well. So it's a good video to check out. But I hope we covered them all. And more than that, I hope we did them all justice. But if we didn't, we want to know about it. So please weigh in. What are the other hidden gems we're missing? Where's your favorite little thing tucked away at, honestly, any of our parks? Are any of y'all geocaching? Where's the best cache in town? I have my opinions on that, but I won't share them today. And I just love that activity. If you guys haven't ever tried it, I would go ahead and sign up for the free app because I know a lot of these parks have them in them, and they're just a fun little scavenger hunt to play.
Geocaching. Okay, writing it down.
Taking notes.
Check. And lastly, I wanted to talk about one of our very own Courtney Lampkin with Max Living Chiropractic. She is doing her official ribbon cutting on Friday, and I've got her flyer right here.
It even says, don't miss it. Don't miss
it. Says fun, food, music, new patient specials, and you're invited.
And what kind of doctor is Dr. Courtney Lampkin?
Oh, y'all don't know? Well, let me tell you. She is a chiropractor.
And what practice does she own?
She owns Max Living Chiropractic, which is right there in front of the middle school in the same shopping center as the Sweet Shop and our new coffee shop Root Line. So she's right there.
Boom,
she's
boom.
right there. So it's Friday from 12 to 2. I don't have 12 fingers. 12 to 2.
So be there or be square. That's another episode of Weekly Drip Season 4, Episode 38. We've been really rocking and rolling with this. All about parks. Let us know what we missed and get out there and enjoy Dripping Springs. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye. Have a